Okay, so hello guys, it's me Gaming Star here, and today I am back with another episode of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Justice for All. Last time we had basically done the second half of the first day investigation, and yeah, that's pretty much all we did. And Edgeworth has come back, so Edgeworth is back, baby boys. Boyos, Edgeworth is back. Yeah, Edgeworth. Whoo, okay. I love Edgeworth, alright, guys. Okay, so this time we're gonna go ahead and start the. We're gonna go ahead and finally start the trial, the first trial. So, the first day of the trial. Let's go. Adrian did it? That's what it looks like. Dude, no way. That woman couldn't do anything like that. In court today, there will be a mountain of evidence that will implicate you. A mountain of evidence? I can't even speak. I'm certain there's someone out there trying very hard to pin this whole thing on you. I think I might have a speech impediment, I don't know. Please, Mr. Lawyer, dude. Like I said yesterday, I'm refreshing like a spring breeze. Bullshit! Alright. I can't let any sort of scandal ruin it. Bro, you're gonna get this. Oh, okay. I think you'll see why I said bullshit later. I understand. Well, it's almost time. Mia, we must get a complete acquittal today. I know, but I can't focus on Maya's situation right now. Or Pearl's either. No matter what, I have to focus on winning this case by the end of the day. Indeed, well, let's get going. It's him! This is Wright! Good morning. This is it, Mr. Attorney. The day of the trial. Maya, she's unharmed, right? Well, when I checked on her earlier this morning, she seemed a bit, how shall we say, tired. Don't worry, people don't die that easily, you know. Besides, what I really should be concentrating on is winning today's trial. For my sake as well as yours, you must win today's trial. Which is why I sent you a little present this morning. Present? What in the world would that be? You'll figure it out once the trial starts, and even if you don't like my gift, I expect it to be graciously accepted and win the day's contest, if you please. Wait! The kidnapper sent me a present? Mr. Lawyer, dude, who was that? No one. It was nothing to do with you, so forget you heard anything. Dude, did your nose just get longer? Shut up! Alright, let's get going. Oh boy, shit's getting real, motherfucker. Let's go. Looks like Francisca's not here. Court is announced for the trial of Martin Goddard. Are the prosecution and defense ready? The defense is ready, Your Honor. Where's the prosecution? I say, Mr. Wright, what happened to Miss Von Karma? I don't know, Your Honor. Why are you getting mad at me? Your Honor! Please be quiet, bailiff. Court is now in session. If you must tell me something, please keep it brief. Now, what is it? Prosecutor Von Karma has... This morning, Miss Von Karma was shot by an unknown gunman. What? She shot? Somehow, I think this is the present that man was talking about. His present? Miss Von Karma is one of the top prosecutors in the country at the moment. If she were to disappear, it would be to your advantage. This is totally insane. Miss Von Karma, is she alright? I don't have that answer. She's alive and in stable condition. That's good. I thought he'd show up. Hey, my boy! Your Honor, due to circumstances, Miss Francisca Von Karma cannot appear in court today. I, Miles Edgeworth, will be taking her place. The prosecution is ready, naturally. I like how he's standing on the witness stand. Get in the fucking okay, thank you. I was gonna say, Miss Von Karma was shot in her right shoulder and is currently undergoing surgery. It's like father and daughter much? Father and daughter getting shot in the fucking arm. Huh? Common. Von Karma family, if you're Von Karma, you have to get shot in the arm at least once in your life. You know, so I'd be. Luckily, I have looked this case over and I'm familiar with the details. The prosecution seeks to prove the guilt of Mr. Matt Gingot. Why did I say Miss for a minute? Okay, I assumed it's gender for a minute. Gingot. The court acknowledges the prosecution. Right? I finally found the answer. I was struggling for my long journey this past year. By the time this case comes to an end, you too will know the answer. Now then, the prosecution would like to call its first witness. Please bring Detective Gumshoe to the witness stand. Hey Gumshoe, what up, my boy? Okay. Witness your name and occupation. My name's Dick Gumshoe, sir. Dick. I'm detective down in the precinct for now. For now? After this trial's over, I'm supposed to turn in my badge, sir. Detective Gumshoe. The prosecution has no need for a depressed witness. Lift your head up and face forward like a proud officer, Detective Dick Gumshoe. Yes, sir! Now, let's have your testimony. If you want to explore the various facets of this case, we must start with that. Get ready, Phoenix. This is going to be a very rough fight. Yeah, if I want to be with Edric as my opponent, the answer he was struggling for. Interesting. Show me this answer you finally found, Edgeworth. Let's see. Alright, let's go. The murder happened after the Hero of Heroes award ceremony, sir. The victim, Juan Corrida, was found dead in his hotel room. After looking into the cause of death, we believe he was definitely murdered, sir. No shit. At first, we thought there was something suspicious about the empty guitar case. However, we later found out that the guitar case had nothing to do with the murder. That's odd. Wonder why. Oh. It was a text. Okay, we're good. That was extremely quick, alright? No need to edit for that one, that was quick. After the award ceremony ended, the victim was alone in his room. Yes, sir. Both the victim and the defendant went alone to the room, sir. What the fuck is my voice doing right now? I see, Mr. Wright, you may begin cross-examination. I speak way too fast, I swear. Sometimes you guys don't understand me because I speak way too fast, you know, I just do. Okay, so, after this episode is over, I'm gonna go ahead and, like, eat some McDonald's, so, I have to go downstairs after this. This murder happened at the Heroes Award ceremony, sir. Let's see. 1, 2, 3... What is the autopsy report? The cause of death. Wasn't that because Mr. Corrida was stabbed in the chest? Only a careless amateur would believe something so brainless as that, pal. What was it, though? Take a good look, hard look at the crime photo. It's obvious that the knife was implemented there afterwards. The knife was implemented after the murder. So it's like very likely that it was actually choking. That, you know, he died of choking. Now, real attention will be drawn here to his bandana. Banana? His bandana, sir. That's the thing wrapped tightly around his neck, sir. Ah, yes, I see. His banana-scented bandana. Then what about the knife? This seems to have been stuck in the victim's chest on purpose after his death. There's crafty murder in our hands here. Juan's autopsy report, time of death 8:15 p.m. Cause, strangled with a scarf, then stabbed with a knife. So it looks like he was strangled to death. At first we thought there was something suspicious about the empty guitar case. Press the statement. Then why did you think that? Because it was empty, pal. The Jammin' Ninja doesn't go anywhere without his bright red guitar, and we couldn't find it anywhere at the scene of the crime. Oh, then how about this Fury? A fan really wanted a guitar and did this crime to get it. How's that? We thought of that too, but the only fingerprints on the guitar case were the victims. Only the victims, huh? I see. Oh, so much for my fear then. Ah, Judge, you're something else. You really are something else, Judge. However, we later found out the guitar case had nothing to do with the murder. Press it, baby. But convinced had nothing to do with the case. The guitar wasn't on the Gatewater Hotel that night. Well then, where was it? The bright red guitar was eventually found at the TV studio. So he brought an empty case for some... That's odd. Who brings an empty guitar case without a guitar? Are you fucking insane? That's strange. Like what? Do I bring an empty ocarina case without an ocarina? Am I insane or what for that? Yes, I have like 3 ocarinas. I have like 4 different ocarinas, and one of them is a case. So what if I didn't bring it? Like that's dumb. I don't know. The victim Juan Corrida had apparently only taken the case with him, sir. That's weird. So you mean that he forgot to put the guitar inside the case? Yes, sir. Even when he was on stage at the ceremony, he didn't have his guitar. That's so odd. So that guitar case was empty even before he got to the hotel. Yeah, that's right. So it really had nothing to do with the case after all. I believe that is enough. First, the victim was choked to death with his bandana. I almost said banana, goddammit. After the victim was dead, the killer deliberately stabbed him with a knife. Which brings me to my next point. Why then did the police arrest Matt and Garde? Because there was a reason not to suspect him. Here it comes. It looks like Edgeworth's back at full swing. Very well, Detective Gumshoe, please testify this matter. Yes, sir. Alright, let's go. Why arrest Garde? Oh, let's go. Alright. After After this last fight, I'm gonna play a Mario game, I swear to God. Matt and Gunnar and Juan Guerrero were huge rivals of each other. They each thought this guy was in his way. That's motive enough in my book. As for the evidence, there was the Jammin' Ninja's button. It was ripped off the ninja's costume. Was found in Mr. Gunner's hakama. The defendant's fingerprints were also all over the knife. His golden knife. The defendant bought the knife for the crime, which makes this premeditated murder. Not really. So the defendant's fingerprints were found in the knife using the stabbed. It was sort of sticky in the handle, so the fingerprints came out pretty clearly, sir. And there's his button. That was found in the defendant's clothes, was it? This button also covered in blood. Yes, and we know that the blood is the victim's blood, sir. What?! Jammin' Ninja's button was ripped off from his costumes, covered in Gorita's blood, found in Ingada's hakama. All those points were clear to the defendant, doesn't it? Yes, it most certainly does, Your Honor. Ready to give in yet, right? I'll find a hole in your argument somehow. If you can press as hard as you like, just hurry up with your usual pointless questions. Okay. Let go! I have to go check the door afterwards, so I'm gonna edit that part out after. Rest and Goddard. Matt and Goddard was Juan Gorita, huge rivals of each other. And each thought the other guy was in his way. That's what would have been my book. So why arrest him? 6 statement, or at least. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's the Gatewater Hotels. Objection! It's the Gatewater Hotels, not his own, bro. Wait a second. What? So the basis of your argument is this premeditated murder is simply that my client bought a knife beforehand. That's right, pal. The defendant did not buy this knife. Huh? Take a good look at the handle of this knife. You'll see what I'm talking about. Huh? It has Gatewater seal set into the handle. Gatewater. I think I've heard that name somewhere before. That's the name of the hotel, the Gatewater Hotel. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. The murder knife was actually property of the hotel, which means this murder was not premeditated. Yes, that is true. This is very big. What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm sorry, but the defense is simply too careless. What? I think whether the crime was premeditated or not has already been determined. How so? I admit this knife is hotel property. There is no one currently in the police force that is dumb enough not to realize this. But I didn't... Oh. The question is, where did this knife come from? Why does it obvious? It came from the victim, Mr. Gorita's room. No, it came from Ingada's room. Sorry, Your Honor, but that is incorrect. He already had a knife there. The victim ate it last night before he was murdered. With that being the case, I would like to draw the court's attention to what is on the top of the table. A knife! There's a knife and fork on the table. Oh, shit. Fork and a knife. Then, where did the knife come from? It is placed as the court. It would likely be called the room of the defendant, Mr. Matthew Goddard. There is no knife on his plate, especially if it was on top of this table. There's something missing, perhaps? Is it a single knife? Holy shit. We investigated the leftover dishes with fingerprints, and while we were investigating, we came to the conclusion that Mr. Matt Ingada's knife was missing. Mr. Ingada had gone to the victim's room with the knife and used it during dinner. Why would he carry a knife to visit to kill, of course? And with that, I believe the prosecution has proven this was premeditated murder. But here's the problem, is that he was, Mr. Absolutely brilliant. A brilliant and clear deduction. It seems like Edgeworth had this plan from the very beginning. This must be one of those traps I must have walked headlong into. A murder weapon with the fingerprints on a bun from the victim's costume? There's quite a sizable amount of evidence here. I can safely say that any further deliberation is a waste of your honor's time. Although, I wouldn't mind if the defense were to present evidence not yet shown to the court. Evidence not yet shown? Do I even have... I have the camera, but I don't think that even counts. Yeah, no, I don't think I have the camera. Oh, wait, the wine glass. Yeah, the wine glass. Shit. That was never been shown. It means evidence that the court has never seen, otherwise new evidence. What does evidence have to say? Well, Phoenix, the judge's favoring prosecution right now. If we answer something wrong here, the gavels will ring out. Sound. Feet. Mr. Wright, do you have anything? Actually, I do. See, there's one piece of evidence that catches my attention. Something this court has yet to see. Mr. Wright, I will say this one more time. Do not please continue at all. However, I've given you one chance, only one. Shit, saying, right? You want to try pulling one of your usual bluffs here? Oh! Okay, this is instant. Alright, this is an instant death, so I have to be really careful here. Okay, here we go. Wine glass, baby. This wine glass, is it not? Please look at the photo of the crime scene one more time. See how it's the only thing that's not knocked out the table. The crime scene is a mess because the victim's struggle against it is silent. The vase was broken, his makeup all over the floor. They were all things that were at one point sitting on top of the dresser. Well, yes, I see your point. However, this glass that's sitting on the top of the dresser is mysteriously untouched. The only thing that had not fallen over along with everything else is the wine glass. This piece of evidence is more than strange enough to warrant further consideration. Well, what do we all have to say? Ah, well, yes. It is a little peculiar. Yes, it is. Isn't it? Ah, I thought it was. You can stop looking at me with those puppy dog eyes of yours now. Mr. Edgeworth, what is it, Your Honor? Your opinion. You don't need my opinion, because there is no special meaning to that glass. What? It's safe to say that the glass was set after the crime took place. By the person who discovered the body, Adrian Andrews, for example. She could have easily been so shocked that she set the glass down without thinking. That does sound pretty plausible, Mr. Wright. Could Miss Andrews really have set the glass down without thinking? Well, it is possible, but we have to keep it going. But if we say that the trial's gonna logically, technically, yes, it is possible. But here's the thing: we have to keep stalling, so there's no way. It appears weak here. The trial is. If I appear weak here, the trial is over. I can look for my proof later. For now, I should trust my instinct and plan with certainty. They just might fall for it if you thought-provoking enough. The defense would like to challenge the prosecution's theory. Well, would it see if something that proves it was Miss Andrews who set the cup on the table? Those two situations had you again, as usual. Mr. Edgeworth, do you have any proof to back up your claim? There's no way. He's just bluffing. Unlike Mr. Wright, say anything I have the evidence to support it. What? Oh boy. You're not thinking hard enough today, right? Did you just wit the wine glass escape my notice? Then, of course it has been thoroughly inspected for fingerprints. Fingerprints! There were only one set of fingerprints left on this wine glass. Only one. Well, whose were they? They were not the victims or the defendants. Rather, they were one of Adrian Andrews. What? Wine glass, there's Andrew's fingerprints. That is why I said that the person who discovered the body had left it there. Are you done here, Mr. Wright? That's literally what happened. I'm not a trap. Miss Andrews was probably holding the glass when it went down to Mr. Corrida. But upon seeing his dead body, she was so stunned as set the glass down to the dresser. What you say makes a lot of sense. Now do you see, Mr. Wright? You can't change any part of the scenario. It explains everything all too well. I've thought long and hard this past year about what it means to be a prosecutor. And from here on out, I will show you the answer I have come to discover. Wait a second, Mr. Edgeworth. I think the prosecution has proven enough evidence for me to enter a verdict. Unfortunately, I cannot allow you to pass my judgment yet. The prosecution has yet another witness we would like to hear from the court. Another witness? Yes. Bailiff, please bring in the next witness. What in the world is Mr. Edgeworth thinking? I know exactly what this is. God damn it. Of course. Madam witness, please state your name and occupation. Witness, your name and occupation. Gotcha. Oh no. I wonder what happened to that calm composure he had earlier. Oh, edgy boy! It's been 11 years since we last met, hasn't it? Edgy boy. It's literally what I said. We should be more happy to see me. I saw the report with her testimony, but who knew that under the helmet, I was in the Wicked Witch in the witness stand? I tell you, there's stuff I know what I'm supposed to do. So today I'm going to tell you anything and everything. Even as to who don't have to the terrible crime. Miss Witness, that terrible crime. I like how he doesn't want to say his name because it's insulting. So the court needs to know. Oof! Shh! I'm talking to my dear edgy wedgie right now. Don't interrupt us, Gramps! Yes, madam. No, please, by all means, interrupt her, please! Anyway, witness, your testimony, please. It's true what they say. The youth are hot-headed nowadays, and in my mind, it's all edgy. Now then, what should I start with? The witness was on security detail in the hotel on the night of the murder. And this is correct, Miss Olbag. It was a great job being able to see my dearie Juanito! It was also too much for my little heart to handle. You mean you were a fan of the victim? Look, everyone is crazy over the Ingata to say he's cute in a fresh way or something. But not me. I wouldn't say anything just so silly. I had no interest in a little child like him. Juan, you know that Juan and Ingata are the same age. They're literally the same age. So I'm more interested in a real man, Juan Corrida. But those two were the same age. That's literally what I said. Anyway, as I was saying, I was passing in front of his room that night. Very well. Please tell the court what you witnessed in the murder. Leave it to me, edgy poo. Oh God. Oh God. Kill me. Alright. Anyway, after the ceremony, I went to pace around the hallway in front of his room. There was something I was interested in finding out, you know? Well, since I was on the job, I made sure to keep a good eye out for the whole time. That's when someone showed up. It was a man coming out of poor Juan's room. It was Ingata, the man Ingata. He was trying to sneak his way out of Juan's room. I think the reason why she's in love with him, the reason why she's a big fan of him is because he looks older than he actually is. Typically, Latino men sometimes look older than they usually actually are sometimes. I mean, come on. Though. It's pretty common, you know, with Latinos. Like, you know, with women, it's like, oh, sometimes it's like the other way around. With men, sometimes the other way around. You know what I mean? Like, for example, me, I am, like, pretty young for my age. And my voice sounds very young for my age. Mr. Ingata came out of the victim's room. See, it has to be him. He's the murderer. I see. Well, Mr. Wright, you may get cross-examination. Oh, God. Okay, let's go. Kill me. Oh, boy. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You saw my client. Are you sure about that? Yes, see? Really? I know, like, Brad, when I say I saw someone, I saw that person. Why do I get a sense of deja vu? Maybe to avoid repeated last year, I should develop it a bit deeper. The person's clothes. Please tell the court about the man's clothes in more detail. What a troublesome man you really are. It's just something like that matters. But it does. Now, what was it? Oh, yes, it was that thing. What thing? That gaudy thing he's always wearing? That racing jacket? Ah, he was wearing that detention center, too. That thing's meant for nothing but seducing women out of their pantalones. Pantaloons. Men. Pantalones. I swear, I've always said pantalones. Even though it's actually pantaloons. I say pantalones. Que pantalones. Men. Right. So, Mr. Wright, was this testimony just not important relevant anyway? It was very important. Of course it was important, Your Honor. Then perhaps you would like to point out what part of the testimony was important. Don't you see it, Edgeworth? Your Honor, I request that the witness said about the jacket be appended in their testimony. I don't quite see where you're going with this, but alright, witness, please. Oh, well, I don't like the bad mouth anyone without reason, but if I must. Oh, it was all just for show. A Jammin' Ninja's button. But here's the thing. Objection! Baby! Miss Olbag? What? Don't say my name for no reason! Do you know what this is? Ah, it's the button number 2 on Jammin' Ninja's costume! Now I know she's an obsessed fan. She identified it in a single glance. Give it here! Give it here! If you don't give it, I'll punish you with this! Wow, she really is a die-hard fan to want a button covered in blood. This button was discovered on Mr. Ingata's body during a full-body search. See? See? This button proves beyond a shadow of a doubt it was the rascal Ingata. It was caught in the pleats of his nickel samurai hakama pants. See? See? And Ingata is a nickel samurai. But, witness? Now, it may just be me, and I do have an active... Ah, shit, my McDonald's is here, bro. Okay, hang on. I'll be right back for a minute. I'm gonna go ahead and get my Okay, I'm back. I got my McDonald's. Me McDonald's, my McDonald's. I'm back. You have an active imagination, but just now, didn't you just say the defendant met and God was wearing his usual racing jacket? I'm so sorry. Sometimes you judge people based on what they wear. You weren't trying to trade these clothes, but instead you have to put wearing this ridiculous looking outfit. You agree? It's hideous, right? I've got tape recorded in my chest. Let me tell you. It's driving me so heavy. I wish I could just switch CDs ages ago. I'm keeping up. Stand up. Take a look in the mirror. Clothes are about interesting as a documentary and a curling. You just take a tip of the ego itchy poo. Now hold your tongue still there for 1 second. So what you saw in actuality, Garde, the man, from Mr. Garde, the nickel samurai? But what do you think about it? They're really one and the same anyway. Miss Oldbat, this very important point we're talking about. Edgy poo, do you think so too? Well, it might be something worth considering. Just say support, agree with me for a change. But listen carefully, try to remember as much as you try before you testify. Alright, if you insist. I should be the one to sign, not you. Who I saw. Okay, here we go. Engarde. Yes, now I remember. The Nickel Samurai, that's right. It was the Nickel Samurai that I saw. It would have been convenient for him to wear his costume during the murder. Until the post-ceremony stage where it showed after the crime, you know? The Nickel Samurai costume would have stabbed poor Juan. Juanito! I knew that. I knew it. I knew you'd say he was inside the costume. What? Did you think there would have been someone else inside that costume? Don't think a little bad boy thinks what true thinks. But that possibility does exist. Youngins today. I told you, there's no way anyone else would. How do you know that? Because I said so. And would say it's truth. At least she's just as delightful as witness as she was a year ago. That's right, you may cross examine the witness. God damn it. Oh my god. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The knife. Objection! Please take a look at this. Yeah, so it's a knife. Big deal. If you're trying to scare me with that, I will have you know it won't work. No, it's not my intention at all. That's the knife that was used in the murder, correct? Your Honor, do you know why the piece of evidence is important to the case? You even have to ask. It's because the defendant's fingerprints are on it. Is that what you're driving at? It's exactly what I'm driving at. Where are you driving at? Whose car are we driving? If Mr. Gunny really was in Nickel Samurai costume at the time of the murder, is it possible for his fingerprints to have left on this knife? Actually, he would have wiped all previous fingerprints on this knife right off. Oh, that's right. The Nickel Samurai wears gloves, doesn't he? Yeah. He probably took his gloves off before he began to stabbing. Who the fuck does that? And why would he do something like that to leave prints on the murder weapon? There's no way he would do something like that. However, there's one possibility. Let's hear your possibility. It's very simple. The defendant went to the victim's room while in costume, the Nickel Samurai. And that time, the defendant held no intent to murder. He was probably just going to relax, talk with the victim for the stage show. And this is why he took his gloves off. But the murder still took place. It's well known that there are bad blood between the defendant and the victim. Yes, we have heard that before. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you think? Mr. Fury, let me get this straight. Entry theory goes like this. When the defendant went to the victim's room, he had no intention of killing him. Nah, we want this from. There is a contradiction. I think so. Yeah, there's a contradiction in it, if I recall. There's a contradiction. Very contradicts something in the earlier testimony. What are you babbling about? Is the killer? I don't think he's got victims without intent. Knife again. Yeah. The knife was probably used in the guide at dinner. Yes, we did establish that. Which means that if my client was in fact the killer, then he brought the knife with him if he went to visit the Guarida. I was supposed to have her. Just you said it yourself. At the time the defendant had no intent to murder. If that were true, then why would he bring a knife? Wouldn't he? Would he? Which means, Mr. Edgeworth, your theory was flawed as suspicion 1! And one more thing. If the murder was wearing a costume at the time of the murder, then there should be glove marks on the knife. Which means the defendant's fingerprints shouldn't be all over bees and hive. And that brings me to my final point. This knife was planted by the real killer to hide their identity and mislead us. Oh, I say order in the court. Was the knife really planted by the killer? But the murder did something like that. To hide the murder method to frame Matt and Garda. Frame him, of course. It's to frame my clients, Mr. Ngata, of course. The frame? Aren't you forcing the interpretation just a little too hard on this one? But we should stop as a witness to the samurai in costume. Knew that there should be a single fingerprint on the knife. Gah! Witness! Looks like I've made your life a teeny bit more difficult, huh, Itchy Poop? Yeah. Witness, did you not really see Nickel Samurai? Well, that's the first time I have forgotten, but... Are you saying you mixed up Mr. Ngata with the Nickel Samurai? His character on TV? But I mean, I can't really do anything about that now. I think around and found dwarf because, well, I wasn't waiting around for Nickel Samurai, that's for sure. You wasn't waiting for Nickel Samurai. Alright then. Who were you waiting for around then? That's the top secret even outside security. I have a feeling that we were waiting for Juan Corita. Am I correct, witness? That way you think you are a sad amateur with a terrible case of nearsightedness. Amateur? Me? What am I amateur of? So Obag was waiting around in front of the victim's room. That doesn't sound like she was waiting to catch a glimpse of maybe Obag was waiting around for that person. Oh. Shit, my controller. My controller fell. Shit. Ah, wrong button. So Mia's hinting at it's certainly possible. Miss Obag? You were waiting around for this person to come out of the victim's room, weren't you? Adrian Andrews? Who's this person? This is Adrian Andrews, Mr. Ngata's manager. But why would the defendant's manager be in the victim's room? It seems that this is the latest rumor in circulation, Your Honor. Oh, this is... I see. That judge seems to be really into the article, you call it such a thing. It's manager with the initials AA. Are you saying it's Adrian Andrews? Without a doubt. The witness spot, so fluff. Looks like you found me out. Oh, that's fine. I can throw away this whole sworn to confidentiality stuff. Witness? What in the world are you... Watch out, Phoenix. I got a bad feeling about this. A very bad feeling. I got some information, some very secret information from a source. I'm just doing a little investigation. Secret, of course. But what for? Oh, just for myself. What references all that? Well, Mr. Edgeworth, how you proceed from here? I really don't want to do this, however, I can also blow at this point slides. I see. Very well. Please satisfy with the secret information. Get ready. We'll take out the win out of the youngest. I'm sure we'll capable of handling this. Really, it's not like we're 10 years old. Secret information. Mario! My dog's looking at me like that. What the fuck? Stop. Stop it, Mario. Mario. My boy. Thank God there's one evil man. He thought he could ruin poor Juan by causing a huge scandal. To do so, he sent his own manager getting close with Juan. I cannot condone such dirty tricks, so I took action. Oh, and it's top secret. You got that? Nobody else but you and me know, okay? The whole court fucking knows, lady. Bro, the defendant said his manager was a distasteful topic of the court. What? Nobody's but gossip. Listen, they're saying the truth is never pleasant. Never heard that one before. Mr. Edgeworth, what about the Adrian Andrews person? We have looked into this matter and found that the truth in the article proposes is in fact baseless gossip. But it should be true. Then it proves that the defendant it willed toward the victim. So this means I have smashed his rumor once and for all. Not Mr. Wright, because that's be careful. The old bag's being right excited right now. That's right, God is nothing but for our average foul bloody youth. Well, as old saying goes, we gotta burn old bags with fire. Time to fire up afterbirds and hit highway in a danger zone. The fuck is that? It's like, alright, secret information. Wait. What? I'm a busy woman. Tea time with the kids is over. Secret information no one else knows yet. If that's true, then how do you know this secret information? Huh? Well, that's, because I'm a pro. Yes, that's it. You can put it in my brain, you'll never find out. How in the world did that old bag get such a secret piece of information? Present evidence. No one else is supposed to know secret information, correct? Pull out his camera. Here we go. The investigative photographer, Lotta Hart. Oh yes, I remember that mischievous girl. She reported that she had lost a certain note that she had written into herself. She reported such a thing. On that piece of paper, she had written down some of her odd impressions about the relationship between the victim and Miss Andrews. What? Outrageous ideas, you say? No, I said impressions. That Aren't you hearing that piece of paper is completely meaningless? That's the note. Ah! No, you see, this is something completely different. My top ticket list of groceries to buy. Then you are the one who took Miss Hart's note. I'm a huge fan of Juan's. That's why the infamous puffy-haired whippersnapper. She's working with that evil and guard. She sent her to help. And goddamn, the sidekick. So happy, smelling like a silly duck. Checking what she had written. Edgy Pooh, you believe me, don't you? I was only trying to help out like the little angel I am. Well, you little piece of paper. I've never taken any notes before. You really should come with a supply of cheese to match your vintage wine. Well, it was only a piece of paper. I suppose we could overlook this once. She's like, really sorry. River? Come more pressure, motherfucker! Mario! They started again. Shit. I have to find out some way to define blow the prosecution. Wait, she said that's the only thing you stole that note. That's correct. It's a stole? Why you listen carefully, you annoying brat? Save this piece of paper from terrible only trash can, that's all. You're lying, damn it, I can prove it! Are you putting my credibility in a scrutiny again? Oh, this old bag? I don't believe that note was the only thing you stole at night. A camera! Miss Oldbag, that note was with the camera inside the case, wasn't it? The camera? Yesterday, Lotta Hart was raising a huge stink over her camera. Hang about like my sweet camera disappeared on me. Why? Witness? What is it, Gramps? Mario! Hey! Oh my god! Ay, dogs! Mario! Shut up! Would you? Thank you. God damn, leave poor Cuco alone. He's just trying to chill. He's trying to sleepy here. But you bothering him. You're mean, Mario. Looks like you found me out again, Sonny. This camera you're looking for? That's what? Even though I look like this, I'm still a person, you know? I eat meals like you, fall in love, and borrow things from people. I think your definition of borrow is a little off. I saw that woman's business card and said it when I noticed it said, signed back celebrity photographer extraordinaire. Well, when I saw that, I had to know what sort of pictures he had taken. I'm a professional security guard. It's my business to know these things. Bro, you're committing theft. Bailiff? Check the camera photos. Hurry. We must examine them. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what do we have? There's only one photo that seems to be relevant to this case. The presents to the court. Oh, shit. This is the Nickel Samurai. See, I told you. This guy I saw. It was online, it doesn't matter. What does it all mean, Edward? But itself does not prove that the person is defendant. However, in confession, Mr. Ingarda clearly stated that at the time of the murder, he was still in his Nickel Samurai costume. If that's the case, then this Nickel Samurai is the defendant. How did it come to this? I think it brings us to the end. Every piece of evidence fairly. Without a comment, Mr. Wright, the court should before we close. Do you agree with this photo? See if evidence against your client. This photo really is to see what we've done for. If it's actually here below it, I would put my life in jeopardy. Just run out. Something strange with it. It looks like someone for a small person. If I could agree with nothing strange with the photo. Just looking at defense debunk this photo even if debunk of a bunker buster. What is your plan to do, Mr. Wright? Wait, please look at the photo one more time. You would believe so. Alright. Let's look at the Nickel Samurai one more time. You see how odd it is? You see the feet, right? Keep that in mind. There's only one chance, correct? Well, I have to find something wrong with this photo. It's out of focus. Look at you. Now, let's hear about your objection. at the feet, of course. Of course, it's right around here, at the feet. I like to direct the court's attention right here. What are you pointing at? His ankles? If you could see his person's ankles, that would be a thing. However, you can't. And was not me. The costume person in this photo could not have been Mr. Ingarde. What is the meaning of this? Oh, shit. Oh. I wonder if you would care to elaborate. With actual facts, that is. Let's take a look at the Nickel Samurai's poster. You see? That's literally what I said. Please pay attention to the area around the bottom of the hakama. His socks. You can see his socks. Exactly. However, in this photo, the Nickel Samurai is clearly holding his hakama up just to walk. Mario, what are you doing? There's only one explanation for this. The person inside his costume is clearly much shorter than the defendant. Oh, shit, boyo. Alright. Things are for myself this time. That's curious, huh? What is it? Edgeworth's unusually calm today. That's true. He's just letting the trial run itself. Oh, he's along for the ride. Along for the ride? What do you mean by that? I can only guess that he doesn't feel under attack at all. He doesn't feel under attack? Then I haven't damaged this case at all? Mr. Edgeworth, where does this leave us? If the person in this photo is now being guarded, then everything the prosecution has tried to prove has become meaningless. I figured it would come to us much. What? Right, I have something I want to ask you. I think you have proven that the person inside his costume is not man and guarded. If that's the case, then who is in this photo? Someone's short, obviously. Someone has to be short. The person's wearing the samurai costume. Don't stress it over, Phoenix. It's very simple. You should focus on Edgeworth's attitude, don't you think? Yeah, why is he so calm? Sure, let's hear your thoughts. Who is the person to photograph? Adrian Andrews. It has to be her. Look, Samurai it is none other than this woman. And why would you say it must be Andrews? What is the world point to her? For starters, she's short, and she can freely move in and out of Ms. Garda's room. Finally, she can dinner with the Ms. Garda that night. How does that all add up? It means that it makes it very easy for her to get a certain item. The certain knife with Mr. Garda's fingerprints all over it. The knife that was used as a murder weapon. Why don't you just say that this is what you want, right? I have to do this now as my gesture makes around. The defense moves that Miss Andreas' murder. According to that, it's Miss Andrews who tried to frame the defendant for the crime. Odd! It looks like the trial has hit the most unexpected development. Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. This court is issuing a subpoena for Miss Andrian. Oh shit, a subpoena. Bro, that shit's serious. A verdict cannot be passed without first hearing testimony. Alright, this is it. This is kind of bad for us. Huh? What do you mean? If Andrian Andrews is summoned into court as a witness, it means that the trial will go on for another day. One more day. Ah! If I don't get a verdict today, then my... Now then, we shall set Miss Andrews' testimony for tomorrow. Oh, what am I supposed to do? Wait and see what happens. There's really nothing we can really do. Have to something trial must go on, but I don't have anything else. Not where we'll draw. I abhor wasting such valuable time. Edgeworth? Your Honor, I request that you please continue with today's trial, but we cannot continue due to the unexpected development. Unexpected development. I think you underestimate Chief, Your Honor. And what do you mean by that? That Mr. Phoenix Wright would slave his way to subpoenaing Miss Adrian Andrews is all happening according to plan, even if Wright was a bit slow to catch up. What? Oh shit. This is the meaning of your statement, Mr. Edgeworth. Miss Adrian Andrews is currently waiting in the prosecution's lobby. She's the next witness. See if this burger is good. Should be a good burger. Should be a good burger, right? Should be a good burger. Everything was planned out in advance by that man. Somehow I knew there was no way Edgeworth would overlook Miss Andrews. Looks like the battle's far from over. Exactly. Very well. We will call the next witness. However, before we proceed, we shall take a 10-minute recess. Please prepare your witness in that time, Mr. Edgeworth. The court will not take a 10-minute recess. Let me see if there's no pickles in this burger. Alright, let's keep continuing on. We have enough more time. Let's go. I don't care. I just want to finish this up. I just really want to get this out. Let's keep it going. Let's go. I don't care if it takes an hour. Let's go. I wanted to split it, but I wanted to, but nah, whatever. I give up. Let's keep it going. Oh boy, there's a lot of cross-examinations we're gonna do here. Oh my god, we're gonna do like what? Like 5 cross-examinations? Yeah, we have a lot of cross-examinations coming up. Oh boy, it's gonna be fun. Dude, I can't believe that Adrian, no way, not cool and collected Adrian Andrews. She was your manager, and it would have been very easy for her to pull this off. The only person who had easy access to the knife he used at dinner was, well, her. So after that ceremony, during the break, huh? I was sleeping like a log the entire time, dude. See? She could have also easily planted that blood-covered button in your hakama. Because she was the one that came and wake me up. That dude, you're saying really it was her? Yes, she is the real killer. She was the one who murdered Juan Corrida. But why? I thought she was buds with Juan. She has her own agenda. Her own agenda? What are you talking about? I'm sure you'll see by this time trial's over. It'll be alright. I'll get you acquitted by the end today. Give me a verdict that's refreshing like a spring breeze, okay, Mr. Lawyer Dude? Phoenix, you think her motive is related to Celeste's Impact's missing suicide note, right? Yes. Miss Andrews depended on Miss Impact as her strength and reason to live. But then Miss Impact suddenly killed herself. It sounds like she left a suicide note. The person thought I'd hit her. Is Juan Corrida the victim of this murder? And that's why I think that Miss Andrews got close to Corrida. Also get the suicide note back. That sounds plausible. But one thing bothers me. Huh? What? Who was first told us about the relationship? Better started Miss Andrews' dependency issues regards Miss Impacts. It was Edgeworth. It looks like he's still one in command of the ship. Don't let your guard down yet. Oh god, we have like 5 testimonies? Oh god! I forgot how long this case is. Holy fuck. Last cases are usually pretty long. Last cases are usually like 30. I should take all 3 days. Pretty long though. Colonel will not reconvene. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, if you please. The prosecution calls the witness subpoenaed by this court. Miss Adrian Andrews, the person who discovered the crime in Mr. Juan Corrida's room. It's a card. What is your occupation? I'm the manager of the defendant in this case, Mr. Martin Goddard. I see. Now then, before we begin, Your Honor, I have one request. Yes, sure. What is it? I'm sure everyone in this room is wondering about the same thing, and would love to find out more about my relationship with the victim. After all, it was the topic of a certain weekly magazine recently. No, I have no idea what you mean. I've never even heard of gossip lands. If the judge was ever a prosecuted witness, he'd do all the work for me. Anyway, I was wondering if you could please tell us about the relationship with the victim. Yes, I was seeing Mr. Corrida. I was also aware of the rivalry that existed between Matt and Juan, but this was private matter between Juan and myself. So it was fry and bait matter. It was that bait and fry? Reminds me of fishing. But I didn't kill him. No one is accusing you of that. I think there's someone but who could differ. I think we all understand your relationship with the victim now, Miss Andrews. Very well, no witness. Please testify to the court. Oh my god. I'm not even gonna do anything, because it'll disappear by itself. Happy to discover the murder had taken place. Shut up! Shut up! We have a lot to do here, so I'm trying to get this quickly. It was time for the show to start, so I went to get Matt from his room. Mario! That's your toy. Play with it. Holy shit. After I went to Juan's room, and there was his dead body. I was in shock. What I saw was, naturally, the exact same scene as the crime scene photo. I felt as though I was about to faint, so I poured myself a glass of juice. Why would you do that, though? What, if I ever see a dead body, I'm just gonna be like, oh, I need some juice. What am I gonna do when I see a dead body? I'm just gonna be like, who the fuck does that? Mario, shut up! The pig says shut up! Shut up! Shut up. Thank you. Who the hell? Okay, so who the hell pours the juice? Just says, oh my god, holy shit, discovered dead body! Okay, I'm thirsty. Who the hell does? Could someone tell me who the hell does that? It's just like, oh, Oh shit, I discovered a dead body. I'm gonna go ahead and drink some juicy, because I'm thirsty. Usually if I see a dead body, I would be in shock, obviously, of course. You know, but I wouldn't want a fucking drink of juice. I would be like, probably the thing I ever do is be vomiting. If it's pretty bad vomiting, but like really no fucking juice. Okay. Yes, I didn't remember not to touch things at the scene of the crime. And disrupt the crime scene by moving this one thing. And that is when the fingerprints on the wine glass were made, rather. I see. Well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine with this. Phoenix, she's one cool collected customer. She has brains to match. Yes, I know. In order to match a person like her, you have to avoid head-on confrontations. You should disrupt her pacing. Disrupt her pacing? She's the type of woman who is easily thrown off by things inconsistent with her thinking. So you have to attack when she least expects it. The instant you light up your offense, this trial is over. Understand? Alright. Let's go. Oh, God, this is only the first one. Then we have to keep going with a few more. God damn it. Alright. 1, 2, 3. Press. Hold it. You were in shock. What? Wasn't I supposed to be? Miss Andrews is a very calculating person. And despite how close they were, I doubt she had romantic feelings for Corina. Anyone randomly stumbling upon a dead body will be in shock. And you can't seriously expect a young beauty like her would not be shocked. Somehow, I don't think beauty has anything to do with being shocked or not. I see. 4, 5. Juice? Yes, there was a bottle of tomato juice on the table. I helped myself. But you didn't drink any of it, did you? Huh? There were no lip marks left on the wine glass to suggest that anyone drank from it. I wasn't feeling terribly great, so I set the glass down without drinking it. Then why the fuck would you do that? What am I just gonna do? Be like, oh, I'm thirsty. Oh shit, discovered a dead body. I'm fucking thirsty. Bro, who gets thirsty after discovering a dead body? Probably the thing I ever do is vomiting, but that's it. Bad drinking it. So I would like to confirm with you one more time. When you discovered the dead body of Juan Corina, you were in great shock. And that's when you poured yourself a glass of juice, correct? Probably the time I would drink it, so I had to shoot a gun. And what of it? My mind really was complete blank at the time. Your mind was complete blank? I don't think that was possible for you. Aren't you rude today? I was so dazed that I made one careless mistake. That one thing. What one thing? Never mind. It's no big deal. What was she starting to say now? Let's press further. Miss Andrews, I'm convinced that this is the scene of mistake at the scene of the crime. What I really want to know is what this mistake was. Actually, so would I. I'm sorry. It's kind of embarrassing. When I set the glass down in the dresser, I accidentally knocked out flower vase. The flower vase? Are you talking about the one in the flower in the crime photo? This mess of glass shards? It was originally on top of the dresser, but when I bumped into it in my elbow, it fell onto the guitar case. Why did you withhold such an important piece of information? I'm sorry. I thought that since the crime scene was already in disarray, that people would simply assume that the vase was not a part of this mess. Well, to be fair, that's what we thought. Listen, another fact has come to light here. Please add to this everything else about your testimony. I'm sorry, but I have nothing more to add. I didn't touch anything else. I was the one who knocked over the flower vase where it fell on the guitar case. Guitar case! A guitarra! Here we go! There you go. Okay, I don't even know why I did that voice for a minute. You testified that you knocked over the flower vase. Is that correct? Yes. And are you sure it fell into the guitar case? Is something problem, I said? It's not some problem. It's a major problem. It's true that the top of the guitar case was wet with water. However, that's exactly what's so strange. Miss Andrews, you testified that the vase fell into the guitar case. However, if that's true, the case should have gone wet on the inside and not the outside. That's true. That's very true. Ah, fuck. Furthermore, there's one other strange thing about this guitar case. And what is that? Let's take another look at the crime scene photo. The remains of the vase are scattered on the floor. And what is wrong with that? If the guitar case was open and the vase fell, the glass shard should be inside, not outside the case. Ah! What is your point, Wright? And the case was closed at the time when the vase was knocked over. Is that all? No. Think back to what Miss Andrews testified to. She said that other than the vase, she didn't touch anything else. Yes, that's right. She did implicitly say she didn't touch the guitar case. But this whole matter with the guitar case is a dead end. The bright red guitar was found in the studio. It has no bearing in this case at all. That may very well be, however. Damn, the guitar case seems to have relation to this case, doesn't it? It seems that there's no deeper meaning to the guitar case. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you think? Make it testify. The empty guitar case? I believe this is a crucial piece of the puzzle. I can't believe anyone reaches for straws like this, but it is you. I can't believe I'm doing this either. Alright, I'll follow along for now. Miss Andrews, please testify to the court about the guitar case. Yes, Your Honor. The guitar case. Alright, let go. I don't remember too clearly because I was a bit dazed. I suppose I was opening the guitar case after I knocked the vase over. It's not a big deal though, right? The case was empty after all. As for why I opened the case, I didn't even know. You opened the case! Oh, that makes sense. Looks like this is an important point. So wasteful is such a familiar feeling that it is almost comforting. Anyway, I'll just go ahead and start the cross-examination. Use any way to change the topic of the escape for a weak man. Objection! There's no way you were the one who opened the guitar case. Why would you say that? Elementary, my dear. My dear? Because the only fingerprints on the guitar case were those of the victim. Ah! What is it, Miss Andrews? You shouldn't assume that I must have left prints just because I touched the case. What do you mean? What if I were to tell you that I was wearing gloves at the time? Gloves? Why would you be wearing gloves at the time? It was the night of the award ceremony, so of course I dressed up for the occasion. Yes, now I remember. I'm almost sure I was wearing a pair of thin gloves. I see. Well, Mr. Wright, it seems the witness is wearing gloves. That's kind of strange. Because of the wine glass. If you're wearing gloves, that's a little strange. Why is that strange? You have something to prove that I'm not wearing gloves at the time? Wine glass. I have to be proof right here. It's the wine glass. The wine glass? You left your fingerprints very clear on this wine glass. Ah! Even if you took your gloves off when you poured yourself the glass of juice, wouldn't you think it was a little strange? That you put your gloves back on just to open the guitar case? Yeah! I love how she just gets... I love how she's just like, oh, my glasses break. I'm gonna get another pair of my asshole. I love that. She's just like, oh, my glasses broke. Boop, another pair. The court. Looks like you hit the nail on the head this time. What do you mean? I believe the guitar case plays a very important role here, but it's just an empty case. I wonder if it really was empty though. But the guitar, the bright red guitar, was in the studio. Phoenix, drop all the presumptions. What was in the guitar case was not the bright red guitar. You don't mean it was a bright white guitar? Wait, that's not right. I admit it'd be unnatural for someone to do that. So the witness was not wearing gloves despite the fact that on the case. Your Honor, this is obviously the defense's usual misdirection tactic at work. So the court towards some related topic is also misguided. Bro, no, Your Honor. Please recall that Miss Andrews had testified that the vase fell onto the guitar case, which means that the case was closed when the crime took place. However, it was wide open in the photo of the crime scene. Ah, it has ketchup. Nice. I was gonna say it has ketchup. And this guitar case has some relation to the murder. You're sure? Right? Then why are you gonna say something to your outrageous claim? Correct? Oh, should I drop my cheese? Mario! Cheese, look. There we go. We're going to line the murder. Can you do that, Mr. Wright? A second. That's a guitar, but it's not the only thing that could have been in the case. The only thing. You know me! A black one? So you intend to push a fear that the case was not empty. That is it, right? You say it came true. Deflect the head of yours. You haven't proved anything yet. Now, let's have a... What is this extra costume? This is a photograph. Yes, but important is the picture. You want a picture? Well, genius to see what I mean. What I'm proposing is, the second target was a nickel samurai, the hero's very own costume. What? Mr. Wright, explain yourself. Right? Are you saying that the wizards open a guitar case to take out a costume? What are you trying to do? Something like that. Point would be to wear the costume, of course. Miss Andrews put in to hide her identity so she could make it her escape. After all, anyone could you, Miss Andrews? I refuse to accept your theory! What do you have even to support such a preposterous ideal? Just outside the door was an investigative photographer from starting the big scoop. It was in the end she managed to get the shot, correct? You mean this photo? It looks like we've wandered into quite another mess again, haven't we? Nice job, Phoenix. Well, you know my strategy. Speak first, think later. Remember if it was hiding inside a costume. Wait 1 second, Your Honor. The costume would have been Mr. Matt Ingardus. Why would something like that in the defendant be in the victim's room? And inside the guitar case of all places? True, that is a little baffling. Right? What else to do? Stop. Mr. Young's costume inside. It was a spare costume. Mr. Ned did not take his costume up during the break period. In that case, the costume was the one talking about spare. What? Then, are you saying that on the night of the murder, there were 2 nickel samurai costumes in the Gatewater Hotel? Yes, that is what I'm saying. The costume was inside the guitar case. I mean, the victim himself brought the spare to the ceremony on purpose! But why? Gorilla was a German ninja. Why did he secretly bring the nickel samurai spare costume with him? That would be the reason behind such a particular act. And therein lies the sticking point. What are you mumbling to yourself about now? Have you just been rambling all this time without any sense of inner monologue? Huh? No, I just... Mr. Wright, please explain yourself. Why do you think the victim had his nickel samurai, Phoenix? Are you sure you can explain this one? Think carefully before you answer. Alright, this is what I think. The reason that was the press conference ticket. The nickel samurai was going to confess something. Juan was going to confess. So it was... Fuck my hair. I was in my hair. Remember the next face show. The nickel samurai was going to hold a special press conference. Press conference? The samurai was supposed to confess something in this conference. Once you're not making something up right. What struck me as strange was Mr. Garda himself said he had no idea he was supposed to be holding a press conference that night. Odd. But how can that be? The way you see it, that can mean that only one thing the conference was set up. And other than the victim is Mr. Juan Gorida himself! Juan! The victim? Yes. The spare nickel samurai costume was prepared for the very conference. Mr. Gorida was going to hold a press conference as a nickel samurai. First about nickel samurai and hold a conference? Why would the victim do such a thing? That's something I don't quite know yet. What I'm concerned with right now is what intends to reveal the conference. We're going to confess something. So confess and wager and reveal about something about himself. Meantime, Juan Corrida, president of the nickel samurai, was going to speak out about Matt and Goddard. Yes, I guess that's what that means. Most likely. But if that's the case, confession, that's public disclosure! Miss Andrews, I can see why you are proud of what you do. Pardon me? Yes, just as you say, the press conference was set up by Juan. Miss Andrews, please offer us an explanation for this. I was the one he asked to help set up. And the person who prepared the second costume for him, that was also me. You? Juan had bet everything on the Jammin' Ninja this year. And if he lost the Grand Prix, he was going to make sure Matt was going down with him. That's what he thought anyway. He was going to ruin him? Huh. Cancel culture. I know, dumb joke. It looked like somehow Juan had his hands, a secret so powerful, able to destroy Matt's acting career. It had been revealed. What? Honestly, that's pretty much what happens now. It's just like, oh shit, this actor said the N-word 10 years ago. Cancelled. Even though they were just a dumb kid most of the time, but okay. What if I said... I'm not gonna do it. Alright. Missing guys, Miss Andrews. That's something only Juan knew. I don't know what it is. I see. I've probably been coming off quite suspicious to everyone, but that's to be expected. I've been trying to protect Matt after all. Protect Mr. Ingadide? Oh shit, this is a long episode. And again, the truth comes to light, it seems. Miss Andrews, if you could, please tell us about your behavior. Yes, Your Honor. I understand. Mario, you're a little shit. I love you. Oh my god, we have 2 more. Ah! Holy shit, we have 2 more fucking testimonies. God damn it, bro. From the moment I saw the crime scene, I had a feeling that Matt was the murderer. Matt had to kill Juan no matter what, and he didn't have an alibi for what he was doing at the time of the murder. My thoughts were confirmed by the evidence, of course, the button and the knife. But I'm Matt's manager, so I felt that I had to protect them. This does account for everything. Well, I am a logical type. We're finally seeing her true self. She is more nervous than a scared rabbit. Since the defense can find no fault in the testimony, I am ready to make a ruling. Please make cross-examine. Looks like somehow everything has swung the opposite end of the scale again. That just means I have to put my weight into this logic upside down. Alright. Oh boy, yo! Alright. You can't hardly call the knife decisive evidence. The fingerprints of the knife could have well been clever camouflage. Then what about the button? The button is clear from the crime scene that the victim and his murderous spot. During the fight, the killer ripped the button from the Jaminage's costume. You're talking about this button, correct? The button was found in the pleats of Matt's hakama, isn't that correct? I would think that it makes very decisive evidence. Looks like you were outfoxed again, Mr. Wright. Anyway, the knife doesn't prove a thing. Please fix your testimony. I can't stand the sight of a man who can't gracefully accept his defeat. Thank goodness Mia has to look at me. If an icy's there, yes. Ms. Andrews, for Mr. Wright's sake, please add this information to your testimony. That bun was torn off of Juan during his fight with Matt. Juan's autopsy! Updated autopsy report. Aye! Here we go! This is the victim's autopsy report. It clearly states that the cause of death was strangulation by scarf. Strangulation? The knife stab after the victim was done after the victim had already died. And what does that mean? Let's examine the evidence. This button has the victim's blood on it, which would mean that it was ripped off the costume when? After the knife was stabbed into the victim. Exactly. Which means, is it possible that this button was torn off during the victim's final struggle? Because the victim was strangled to death in that fight! That's right, Miss Andrews. There is no way this button was ripped off during the struggle. This button was consciously pulled off by the victim's already dead body. Oh shit, I didn't read that. What's the meaning of this, Wright? So when the button was torn off the body after the victim had already died? What does that change? Let me ask you one simple question, Mr. Edgeworth. Why was that button torn off? What purpose did that serve? What purpose? We now know that this button was not torn off during the fight, so the murderer must have stripped it from the victim's body. That would mean that murder has to be in the mind, wouldn't it? Mr. Wright, does that mean? Does that mean you know what the murderer wanted to do with us? Pin the crime on and guarded it to have a memento of the crime? Well, yeah, to be fair, there are people who do, there are murderers who actually, do take, like certain things as their, kind of like a trophy. Like, for example, like, skin or bones, anything, fingers, to pin the crime on and guard it, of course. There's only one logical reason doing something like that. It was to pin the crime on Mr. Ngade. There's no way anyone would have bloodied button in their own pants. That's right. Mr. Ngade was set up by the real killer, of course. We have a lot to go through here. Boy. And the real murderer is, well, Mr. Wright. Who in the world is the real killer then? Oh god, it's gonna be... Finally, I can't believe I managed to bring the trial all the way up to this point. Phoenix, you can't let your guard down, not until the very end. Real killer person is... Oh god. Pearl! No, I'm joking, God damn it. Oh my god. Oh god. It's actually Matt. But, okay, I said something that I shouldn't say out loud, but... Just pretend to say that. Alright, let's go. Miss Adrian Andrews, I choose you! You are Miss Gordita's... I love that reference. I choose you. What? I love that. I choose you. God damn it. Odd. Mr. Wright, this is very grave matter. Do you have any evidence that supports your charge? Any evidence? All the evidence points to Miss Andrews. What? How preposterous. You can't stick any of that on me. I can't, can I? Would you care to test me? What about the knife? The knife was used to stab the victim after he'd already been strangled to death. It was used to throw suspicion onto Godfrey, naturally. A knife covered in the defendant's fingerprints will only be taken from his room. And the only one who could have dinner with him and knew which knife to take was you! What? What about the button that was found in Matt's hakama? This button was removed from the victim's body after he had already died. The only people who could have done were the person who found his body or the killer. However, if Nick Goddard was the real killer, there was no way he would have put such incriminating evidence on his own hakama. Ah! The only person who could have put this button into Mr. Goddard's hakama was the person who went to wake him up in his nap, which is yet again, Miss Andrews. I see. About the guitar case. That's another piece of evidence that incriminates Miss Andrews. The costume was used to hide the real killer's identity as they fled the crime scene. Now, who could have known there was a costume inside the guitar case? It would have only been the person who prepared the costume for the victim. And that person is you, Miss Adrian Andrews. But Miss Andrews' fingerprints were nowhere to be found on the guitar case. And it was you who proved that she was not wearing gloves at the time. That's right. That's because she did not intend leaving any prints. If anyone had to find out she touched the case, then why ask her why? So to avoid leaving prints, she used a towel or something else to open it. But the glass of tomato juice is a different story. Miss Andrews purposely left her fingerprints on the glass to show that yes, indeed, she was the classic day's discoverer of a dead body. Ah! And on top of it all off, where's this photo? See that she's too short for it. A photo of a killer that's excited to see the crime. No reasonable person on earth can't believe this nickel samurai is Mr. Goddard. He would be much too short for his own costume if it was him. Speaking of how tall people are, Miss Andrews, you're also kind of short in stature, are you not? Please, stop. Well, how about this, Miss Andrews? I've got her this time. Miss Andrews? I refuse to testify. What was that? There's a law. It says I can't be forced to testify about something. If it can incriminate me. Well, yes, you are absolutely correct, Miss Andrews. The law does provide us with a devoid self-incrimination by allowing a witness to not testify if the testimony can cause damage to themselves. What? Pleading the fifth is not something most people would think to do on the spot. Actually, thinking back to yesterday in Mr. Ngarda's room. Adrian Andrews? Yes? Thank God about what we just had discussed. Understood? Alright. I plead the fifth. That's it. That's what Francisca planted an idea into her head. She must have told her to not testify things look bad. You did a good job proving everything up to this point, Phoenix. There's still one thing you haven't done. Something I haven't done? What's wrong, Wright? Are you finished already? Run out of evidence? So humorous, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm sure you realize this as well, Your Honor. But everything the good lawyer here has proven to the point is meaningless. What? Everything you have proven is circumstantial. Circumstantial? Yes, circumstantial. You have yet to provide a single piece of definitive proof. Proof that Miss Andrews did in fact harbor a wish to murder Mr. Corina! Oh, Miss Andrews, did you want to kill Mr. Corina? I believe this may lead to me incriminating myself, so I will abstain from answering. But Miss Andrews, if you do that, it would be the same as admitting your guilt, don't you think? Maybe so, maybe not. There is nothing to prove it either way. Besides, you don't even know what crime I would be guilty of due to my silence. No! Sick of the defiant attitude again! Mia, what should we do? Somehow, we've landed in the worst possible situation. I think we have reached a certain conclusion at the point in time. Miss Adrian Andrews has refused to testify, and the defense's theory that she's actual murderer has not yet been fully substantiated with solid definitive proof. But that's not true! In the situation, there's only one thing this court can do, and that's to declare the recess. Recess?! I request for both prosecution and defense look further into this matter and for tomorrow's trial. Tomorrow? If we don't have it tomorrow, if we don't get the verdict today, then... Please wait, Your Honor. That's not necessary. The trial. Put it to the trial! What are you sweating for? The client is getting on one more day to live, isn't he? That's not it. This isn't about that. Edgeworth, I know you know who the real killer is. Please, let the trial continue. If I don't get that verdict, then Maya... But it's impossible to continue as long as we witnesses testify. Not in. This court is... Edgeworth! It is not impossible for this trial to continue. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you... It's true, Miss Andrews holds the right against self-incrimination. However, if the topic of conversation was something unrelated to whatever she may be guilty of, then she has no right to withhold testimony. Yes, that is very true, but actually, there is one little thing that I'm curious about. Miss Andrews, when you found the victim's dead body, you poured yourself a glass of juice. Yes, and I can't help but think how unnatural that is. That's literally what I said! Usually when one finds a body, they are shaken up, not stirring a glass of juice. That is pretty true. That's literally what I said. Is that who the fuck does that? Just like, oh my god, I'm so dazed. I need a fucking drink. Like, so my actions were unusual, but I've already. Before you speak, I want to state that if you have a reason behind your actions, I would like you to testify to that effect. Testify? Your Honor, I would like to request that the witness testify again. And that happened when she first discovered the victim's body. Whatever we find out, this testimony should be in no way implicit to the witness. I don't know what it is about Edgeworth today, but I can't get a good read off of him. Is he friend or foe? I just don't know. Alright. The court acknowledges the prosecution's request. Miss Andrews, if you please. When I found the body. I got to ask her this. We have one more. Fuck! Found the body. That glass of juice. I didn't really pour it for myself. I was surprised when I walked into the room and I saw it in a messy state. And Juan, he was sitting slumped over entirely looking in the corner. When I saw him sitting like that, I thought he was dead. Didn't cross my mind. To be honest, I thought he just fainted or something, so I went to pour him some juice. How the fuck do you think he's fainted just because you see a fucking, you know, like a neck strangled? Okay, I don't even know. When I realized that he was dead, that's when it knocked over fire vase over. Wow. How? Amazing. So you poured a glass of juice for the victim. Why didn't you say the testimony? I didn't think I needed to include something so trivial. Phoenix, please be careful here. If you can't find anything wrong with this testimony, there's nothing left. I know. Edgeworth, what the heck is going on inside the brain of yours? None. Mr. Wright, you may be getting cross-examination. I don't even know who the fuck thinks, oh, I'm gonna go ahead and give juice to my clearly dead friend. Okay, I don't even fucking know anymore. God! Okay, when I found the body. 1, 2, 3, 4. Crime photo. We have here. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Objection, baby! So you honestly didn't think he was dead when you found him? No, not at all. Even though this was what you saw when you discovered the body? Except for the knife. Ah! What is the meaning of this? Isn't it obvious, Your Honor? There is a knife sticking straight out of Mr. Cordita's chest. Anyone who saw this scene would have immediately thought here was a dead man. Well, that's you see. I doubt a single person in the world would have mistaken Sarson and fainted, and so nonchalantly go pour something to drink. Your point is, Miss Andrews, your testimony just now was all one giant lie! Ah! And your lie has proven me one thing clearly, that you are a real killer! No! God. Looks like the defense has somehow brought the ugly truth to light. The defendant is not guilty after all. But that's possible. You're wrong. Miss Andrews, try to composure. It wasn't me. It wasn't me, I tell you. It was Matt, I swear it. He was the one who killed Juan. But you were the one who refused to testify. And your reason for not doing so was you might end up incriminating yourself. That's because... Miss Andrews, I'll give you one last chance. That's exactly how to incriminate you. I refuse to testify. Then there are no need to discourse the community further. Mr. Madigar's innocence has been clearly demonstrated. Is it over? Have we found the truth at last? What's wrong, Phoenix? Usually the real killer confesses his or her guilt. And now, I think about it, this is the first time someone hasn't. Now then, I would like to hand down my verdict for Mr. Madigar today. It's gonna be a very long episode. Woo! Your Honor, the prosecution feels that it would be premature to pass down a verdict at this time. What? The reason is quite simple. Oh shit, Edgeworth, I love you! This witness has yet to speak the absolute real truth. Edgeworth, you motherfucker, I fucking love you, bitch. The absolute real truth. What are you? Witness? Don't you understand yet? Huh? I don't know who planted a silly idea in your head, but as long as you protect yourself through your silence, Madigar will go free, and his place... You will become the guilty party. That's a lie. I don't believe you. What? I was told if I spoke, then it would be all over, and Matt would never be declared guilty. What in the world is she talking about? Has she lost it? I can't speak about it. I'm too scared. It's Francisca von Karma. Huh? Don't you remember, Phoenix? Miss Andrews lives by gripping tightly onto the words of others, because she doesn't have a strength to believe in herself. And right now, Miss Andrews is... Yesterday, she was tossed a lifesaver by Miss von Karma. Don't say a word, no matter what happens. If you do, Matt and Garden will be a fool. Miss Andrews undoubtedly believes in those words right now and is clinging on to them. What should we do? This is just the first time I've ever seen anything like this. But Miss Andrews has to be a killer, right? All we have to do now is get her not guilty. That's the only priority. It wasn't me. I'm begging. Please believe me. I didn't kill Juan. Help, please. Someone, help me. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor? The court can't continue on like this. Therefore, I'd like to hear what you intend to do. What I intend to do? What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to say? Right? I suggest you think very carefully about this. Think about what the witness did and not what she did not do. Think about a real mastermind behind this crime. Who's real mastermind? Isn't it obvious? There's no one else running over there. Come on now. What will it be? It doesn't really matter which one you choose. It actually doesn't matter which option you choose because you'll still get another testimony anyway, so it doesn't actually matter. We're gonna go with request not guilty verdict. No matter what she says, Miss Andrews will only be a person it could be. Not to mention that she'll the acquittal today. Doesn't really matter which one you choose. Your Honor, the defense believes there's enough evidence to be sure a claim. Therefore, we want the court passes the verdict of not guilty as soon as possible. A disappointment in you, right? What have you learned from the past year? That's enough. I commend you for trying to search. However, it's clear that defense theory is the truth. You're wrong. What a shame. I had hoped things wouldn't come to this. However, what is it, Mr. Edgeworth? Miss Andrews, since you absolutely refuse to testify, it falls on my shoulders to disclose this to the court. Stop. But Mr. Edgeworth! This witness, how should I put this? She has an illness. Damn, Edgeworth! Damn, bro! Aggressive! What? And because of this illness, she has tried to commit suicide in the past. My crippling fucking depression, bro. My crippling fucking depression! I have crippling depression, guys. I have crippling depression. Stop, please, stop! No matter how much you want to hide it, it's no use. I have the evidence right here. Ah! That's the second part of suicide report, the attempted suicide report. What will you do now, witness? You know that what I am about to do, don't you? I will now reveal to the court the true nature of the pitiful woman known as Adrian Andrews. The secret of her dependent nature, having other people know what scares her most than anything else in the world. Please, please stop! I beg you! If people find out, I'll... Oh. If you're going to say you would choose death, that is no concern to me. Damn! Damn! Holy shit! Edgeworth is aggressive! Oh my god! What an aggressive guy! Holy shit, say that. Oh yeah, I don't care if he died. What the fuck, Edgeworth? That went too far. That's too far, man. Edgeworth, how could you be so cold? That is cold, bro. That is cold. Before you die, oh my god, I'll pull truth from your still breathing lips. No matter what I have to do. Holy fuck, that's aggressive. So will you tell the court yourself? Oh, shall I? Either is fine with me. I'll talk, but please help me. Holy fuck! Nothing matters anymore. My crime. Holy fuck! Edrup is aggressive. Damn, he just straight up went like, yeah, I don't care if, I don't care. You obviously have your insecurity. You have a fucking insecurity. You have a literal, you have literally tried to commit suicide. I don't care, bro. What the fuck? When I first met, I was just like, bro, you aggressive. Holy god, that's aggressive. When I first saw him, I really thought he had fainted. Honest. When I realized he was dead, that was when I formulated my plan. Once I made sure there was no one in the hallway, I made a dash back to Matt's room, and then I stabbed Juan's dead body with a knife and ripped off the button. Just when I finished, I was returning to Matt's room. I had a bit of an inconvenience. That's why I ended up using the nickel samurai costume. Holy fuck! Stab the body with the knife! But why would you do that? Isn't it obvious to pin the blame on a certain person? A certain cowardly man. What do you mean by all this? It might take the court a little while to understand, but... Holy shit. This is the truth. The real killer is Matt. The scumbag of a man. I'll never forgive him. He's trying to escape his guilt again, just like the last time. Last time? So Miss Andrews stabbed the victim, Juan Corrida, in the chest with the knife. However, she didn't do it with murder in mind. She did it with the intent of framing Matt Ingarden for the murder. So she did technically try to frame him. And this is her crime. What? How's this possible? I mean, wasn't Miss Andrews supposed to be the real murderer? Mr. Wright, please get over the shock and you commence the cross-examination. Suppress every single statement. And after that, we just basically end the episode. Damn, this episode's gonna be pretty fucking long. Like, 1 hour and 20. What the fuck? It's so long, bro. This is so long! Holy shit! But you could tell from the state of the room was in that there must have been a fight. Are you telling the truth when you say that you didn't know he was dead? He had a scarf tied around his neck. But that scarf is part of the Jammin' Ninja costume, so I didn't think anything about it was strange. His head was also tilted down a bit, so I couldn't see his face that well. That's why I thought I'd wake him up and went to pour the juice. When I realized he was dead, that's when I formulated my plan. This is a plan you had. I knew right away the murderer was Matt. I knew because Juan, he was going to expose Matt's weakest weak point in the world. So Matt did this to stop Juan and silence him for good. That's when I thought I should force some evidence to pin the crime on Matt. So the first piece of evidence were the knife and the button. The first thing that came to my mind was to plant the knife. Once I made sure there was no one in the hallway, I made dash. So, would you get a knife, correct? The knife Matt used at dinner had his fingerprints all over it. I thought if I used that, then the police would certainly turn their eyes towards him. Matt was napping with his costume at the time. I slipped in, took the knife, and returned to the scene of the crime. And then I stabbed Juan's dead body with a knife and ripped out the button. I was in the 23 minutes. I ever stabbed the victim with a knife. It gives me goosebumps to think about it now. What a horrible thing I did. But at the time, I couldn't control my own body. It moved on its own. Then, when I stabbed Juan's dead body, I suddenly realized something. If I used the button somehow, I could make Matt look even more suspect. See, if I ripped one of the buttons enough to plan Mr. Ngadi's Hakama. Yes, that's what I had planned to do. But things never go that smoothly, do they? Just when I finished and I was returning to Matt's room, Alright, hold it. An inconvenience. There was a woman with a camera at the ready, loitering in the hallway. I'm willing to bet my spikes it was Lada. There was also a woman with a ray gun with the ready pacing back and forth. That's Miss Olbeck. I had already been caught and made into a big scoop for a certain weekly tabloid once, so I couldn't very well go out looking like myself and get caught again. And that's why I ended up using Nicholas Samurai costume. So you were the one who prepared that costume, weren't you? Yes, I took it from Global Studios. I also put it in Juan's guitar case the day before the award ceremony. You did this in preparation for the press conference, correct? Yes, Juan wanted to wear that costume and hold a press conference in it. He was going to disclose Matt's big secret there. And what is the secret? That I don't know. Anyway, I thought that if we were to leave Juan's room, in single samurai costume that people would think that Matt was the real murderer. I was very careful not to leave any fingerprints when I opened the guitar case. I absolutely did not want anyone to know about the costume. I think we've heard enough. So, after that, you went back to Mr. Ngata's room and planted the button into Matt's hakama? Yes. After that, I folded up the costume I was wearing and put it into the bag. And when I snuck it out of the hotel, I got rid of it. My word! What does all that mean? Mr. Edgeworth, is it? The real criminal is Matt Ngata. Yesterday, that woman prosecutor sat me down for a talk. Francisca, huh? She said that I should under no circumstances confess to what I had done. That if I just kept quiet, then Matt would be found guilty for sure. I had no choice but to believe in her words. What this witness has done is clearly unlawful. However, as long as her testimony stands, we can still say she's not the real killer. Wait, Your Honor! The defense still... Right? It's pointless. At this point, it's impossible to take Miss Andrews or anything. Yes, exactly. There isn't a single piece of evidence that points to her as a murderer. Cross-examination of the witness is over. And so is today's trial. You can establish that the witness is culprit. There you go, Mr. Wright. But... Mr. Edgeworth, please. Place Miss Andrews under arrest for further questioning. Understood, Your Honor. The prosecution will arrange her detention immediately. That is all. The court is adjourned. Today's trial is over. I didn't win an acquittal. Witness, would you mind if I asked you something? Edgeworth, what is it? Before you leave court today, I wonder if I might look at one thing. The card in your hand. It's had my interest for quite some time now. What exactly is it? Oh, this? Mr. Wright also asked me about this. Although I didn't remember at the time you asked me about it, Mr. Wright, I remember just now. I found it in the room on that day. The room? That day? Yes. I found this card when I discovered Juan's body. It was laying there right next to him. You found that card next to the victim's body? I suppose I must have unconsciously slipped it into my pocket, but it's not as card as any relevance to Juan's murder, right? Yeah, I guess not, but it's still a strange card if you ask me. But as far as clue goes, I don't see why. Witness! That card! Give it to me! Hurry! Edgeworth? Holy shit, bro. Do you have any idea what this stupidity you infinitely done? This? I can't believe you hid this from me all this time! I didn't mean to. What is this all about? I've never seen Edgeworth so emotional before. That card. What in the world is it? And how does it mean? Alright, so anyway. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please look out, subscribe or whatever. And next time, we're gonna go ahead and start the next investigation. And yeah, we're going to do that. So see you guys then.